Hello everyone. If you joined us last week, you'll know that I did a sketch of one of the main characters in the story that I've been working on. So today we are painting her. Now at this stage, she's very derivative. I'm basically painting her the way that she was when I first worked on the story. And then through the next few weeks or months, I'm going to start evolving her in terms of where I want to take things, how the story has developed, etc. So this is still familiarizing myself. My hand is still stiff. My style is still stiff. I'm definitely going to have to work on that over the next few weeks. I'm probably going to draw a few cartoons or something similar, like something to just, how shall I put it, get me to see with a less realistic eye again. The story is a serious story, so the style ultimately is going to have a serious tone, but there's a stiffness in my current drawings that I don't love, and that's one thing I never had, and I think I just need to practice to get that back. In fact, that was often what my friends and colleagues told me, is that they love the gestures and the looseness of my sketches. My rendering's always been crap, and then I spent the last while working so much on rendering and trying to get that better that I think I've lost some of that exuberance in my styles. And it mostly came, I think, from drawing violent cartoons, essentially, like combat stuff. Always people with swords slashing each other, or people mid-punch or throwing each other. And those things really help you to loosen up. So maybe I'll do a bit of a practice run on that. And I think with this channel, I'm going to show everything. So you're probably going to, in the next few weeks, see a lot of really ugly work from me, because it's all important. What I'll do is I'll take ugly work and then I'll show how it leads into better work. Maybe that could be good, because anyone else on the same journey, you are undoubtedly going to be drawing some really ugly stuff. And I think it's important to see how that can eventually get better. And it's going to be important for myself to see as I start to rebuild my confidence, because at the moment it's still pretty low. One thing that I can tell you already, having just finished this piece and then gotten back to writing, is I'm basing the story in sort of some of the natural laws of the elements from Chinese cosmology, because the story is told from the one other character, which is a Chinese character. It's set in Japan, but one of the main characters is Chinese, and she was the original inspiration for the story. So it's all kind of, I don't want to say from her perspective, because it's not. I'm swapping in first person between the character you're seeing now and the Chinese character in the writing it as if dramatized from diary entries over quite a while. And the point I'm trying to get to, I waffle a bit, forgive me, is that I'm basing it on the Chinese 5 elements, and this character, I'll explain that a bit more in a separate video, because I'll also explain a bit more about the concept and the value of basing something on sort of natural laws and how that's helped me. But she is wood. And if you know anything about these 5 elements, they are typically tied to colors as well. And wood is green. The problem there is I really hate green. I love it in nature. I love green growth and everything like that. But even in photography and always in painting, it's the color I steer away from with a passion. I can't work with green. It feels like my eyes are broken when I work with green. So that's going to be a challenge. I'm already doodling the next one. It's likely going to be a very, very dark green. And I mean, it'll change throughout the story. The story plays out over quite a while. So she's going to have multiple outfits, but they all need to be rooted in something that feels like wood.